Another quick video about the hips. Here we go. I'm going to use my hips to take an outside line away from the big bumps. So you can see I land with the front tire turned. My hips right here go independent from the motorcycle off to the side. I'm able to go around the bumps and you see my hips come back into alignment. The motorcycle moves independently from my hips. So in this shot I'd probably taken the outside line in this corner. There is a nice sharp edged hole coming out of the corner on the exit. You can see that it kicked my back end up pretty high, but the motorcycle is still fully in control. You can see how much my legs and hips allowed me to absorb that big bump, and I'm going to be back on the ground very shortly after this clip. You probably didn't even notice it when you were watching the video that I posted of these kind of clips, and you can see the front tire is on the ground. I'm very much in control. There's a lot of traction, and very shortly the corner is going to be coming up. I'm going to be putting some braking force on that front wheel, which has all the momentum coming forward. I'm leaning back. I'm going to have a ton of traction for braking into that corner. Fully in control of the motorcycle, even though I got kicked. Like I said, I didn't really even know that I got kicked, but in this photo we have me probably taking a little bit more inside line, and so I'm still under acceleration. You can see that bump still gets me a little bit airborne, but this time I'm still fully under acceleration while it's happening. You can see that my hips and everything are still in the same position. I'm very aggressively leading with my head. It's not over the number plate because I'm trying to get traction to the ground a little bit, but you can see the ball of my foot is on the foot peg, and I'm fully accelerating hard down the straightaway, which won't be for very much longer because you have to brake for the corner, but still fully in control of the motorcycle, and it's working independently from me. So I'm basically using 2 sets of suspension in all these square edged holes, so it's capable of making you go a whole lot faster and safer. So I'm going to go back to this photo real quick. I want you to make note of my lever position. So if you look at where my levers are, and if you look at the angle of my forearm, you can see they're on the same plane. When you're in this really aggressive attack position, you want to have access to your controls, because that's going to make you a lot safer rider. You don't want to have to change your body position to reach your controls. So if I stick out my finger right now, I'm going to perfectly be able to grab all my controls. So set up your levers like this so that they're in alignment with your forearm, so that when you're in your aggressive attack position, you have access to those controls for when you need to brake and stuff and accelerate very aggressively. Alright, so in this photo I'm showing you my attack position. It's not perfect. I'm a flawed person too, especially at the end of the day, like when I took this, where I'm completely roasted and tired. I'm not in perfect form, but you can see on my brake foot, it's not on the ball of my foot, on the foot peg, and my guess is that I'm getting ready to brake for this section, because normally I do ride on the ball of my foot, but I think I'm still accelerating in this photo. You can see I'm leaning with my head. If I'm accelerating, it's not really putting any load on my arms. And the other thing that looks like that I'm probably accelerating, and that's not like a brake roost, is that my finger isn't on the front brake yet, and if I was braking, my finger would be on the front brake. So, but you can still see here, my ankle is a little bit flexed, my knees and everything are moving, my back is straight, I'm leading with my head forward, and I'm in a very aggressive attack position with my arms. This is not too bad a form. I would like to see myself down in the bike actually a little bit more, but I don't get to ride very often, and so I'm not perfect. But anyway, this is a position that you guys could aspire to, and it's going to help give you a lot more control of the motorcycle if you're not sitting back off the back of the bike, hanging off of it, and sitting down on the seat, and all those sorts of things that you see a lot of beginner riders do. This isn't so far up over the front that it's gonna, make the bike all head shaky and stuff, but it would be a little more stable if I was bending at my knees a little bit more and I was a little bit more kind of down into the bike. But we'll give myself a free pass here because it's the end of the day, and my legs pretty much got to the point where I couldn't even bend them at the end of the day here. I'd actually crashed a couple times because I couldn't lift my foot off of the rear brake pedal and I slid out. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a couple of those little pointers and things to look for. Maybe you can take a couple of still photos of yourself and see how like sloppy your form is, and maybe think about ways that you could improve your body position and make yourself a lot safer rider. And I'm gonna be doing some more little tutorial things like this in the future, and I'm gonna try and do an on-bike video to show you guys a whole bunch of different stuff that you can do to give yourself more control of the motorcycle. And I'll do that in the first person or in the third person, so you can see me moving around on the bike. So stay tuned, more riding tips to come.